What if the key to life is really stress tolerance? What if it's all about how resilient you become so that you can handle all that life throws at you? This is something that I've been thinking about because it's evident that the more you can handle, the better your life is going to be. And I think that it is very easy to be lulled to sleep by the way society is. It's almost encouraged to be lackluster, to be lackadaisical, and just to have no drive, to settle for less, to be left out hung to dry, to be a doormat in life. And it seems like a lot of people cannot handle what it takes to get to the life that they truly do want. It's actually really interesting to me. It's something that I've been thinking about a lot today. Because when you go out into society, you notice a lot of people who have settled for less. In all types of different ways. They may have settled for less in their relationship with their spouse or significant other. Whether it be significant or not, they settled. They may have settled financially. They may have settled geographically. And it is not like a knock on them, actually, because it is so difficult, no matter how marketing makes it seem easy, it's actually very difficult. But that's not the sexy thing, and it's not sold to you as something that is difficult. It's sold to you with a nice bow on top to tell you how easy it is. I don't want to hear about how easy it is. I don't like being lied to, because it's not easy. I want the truth, man. I don't want the fluffy stuff. And I don't think people that want to get to a certain place in life should listen to any fluffy nonsense, because that's only going to waste so much time. We're in the age of information, and we entertain ourselves with information in this information age. A lot of the information that's being spewed to us on a daily basis is totally unnecessary, and actually it becomes more of a mental manipulation than actually useful information. It turns into a take the bait propaganda situation, where everything on the TV screen, basically these days, I don't believe not even 0.1% of it. It's just better to not believe any of it, because it's just put there to distract, number one, but it's also put there to mold public perception. And then the third element of it is to manufacture consent. So just remember those three things. It is there to distract you from what you really truly want, if you really did the knowledge and the research on it. And then it is there to mold the public's perception, so that you don't find out certain things that you might get a little ticked off about. And then if you go another layer deeper than that, It is to manufacture your consent. It's a sales machine. Study marketing. If you study marketing, you will never be taken advantage of by psychological manipulation because you know how it works. And now you can arm yourself from it. I like to talk about the harsh truths of life. And a lot of things actually look very real, and a lot of events that happen in the world look real, and they will use real events to sell you what they think you could buy as a solution. But you got to understand, the solution is never in your benefit. We've seen this already. We've seen this playbook already. History doesn't repeat itself, but it damn sure rhymes. Yeah, so the question still remains, what if resilience is the key to life? And for those people who don't want to be resilient enough to achieve what they want, maybe they don't want the key to life. You gotta want the truth. You gotta want to know the way to the life. You gotta want to know the way, the life, and the truth, don't you? And so there's only one way to really build resilience, and that is to go through things that are very difficult. That is to have a hard life. Why is it so scary to have a hard life? I don't like this. Like, I don't like people that are afraid to have a difficult life. Get away from me. I don't want that whack juice rubbing off on me. I'm serious, I just don't. I've made it because the thing about it with me, I don't see the point in living an average life. There's no point. It's a miserable existence for me. I need a hard, difficult, above average life. That's what I need. I've lived a low and an average life for too many years. There's nothing good about it. I don't see the point. I'm repulsed by it. It's disgusting. So the only way through is to go through the madness. That's how you get through it. You go through the madness, you go through the pain, and you go through the difficulties until you come out the other side with mud on your face, blood on your clothes, all beat up and bruised. What's the other option? Like, what's the other option than to dig in and get your hands dirty? I don't see it, dude. I just don't see it. Sometimes I wonder how many people there are out there that are like this, like me. I know there's a lot. I know there's a lot of people, and I don't think typically by the time they get to be my age, which is 45 years old, I just turned 45. By the time people get to be my age, they have settled in already. Maybe they have a wife and kids and a picket fence, and they have settled. And some of us have not settled. Some of us are still being tossed around in search of something greater. You know, it is almost like we're kind of, in our own way, adrenaline junkies. We're novelty seekers. I'm somebody who has moved to various places in the United States, various places in the state of Connecticut, where I live right now. But I lived in many different places in the United States and just packed my bags and left by myself. I don't need anybody. I can just make new friends wherever I go. I find it incredibly satisfying to do that. I love to just get in the car or get on a plane. Well, I can't stand TSA, so I actually don't like getting on planes anymore. But get in a car and just go. Stay in a different city. I love it. There's nothing more exhilarating to me than being in a different city every couple of months. That's what I would actually love to do. I would love to travel, not just the country, but also the world, and do that. I'm gonna take this one right here though. No, I know for a fact that ignoring pain in life is a terrible thing to do. Like, pain is put in your life for a reason. And when you feel any kind of pain, emotional pain especially, you got to analyze that pain. You really got to meticulously pick it apart and understand what it is. And you can't do that if you numb the pain. So you can't benefit from pain if you numb pain or drug pain with drugs and alcohol. You won't receive the message that the pain is really giving you. You missed out. And every time you go through your life numbing the pain with drugs, alcohol, gambling, there's a number of things that you can do. I mean, you can entertain yourself, you can distract yourself from it too. You know, but the more you do this throughout your life, the more you just delay your growth as a person. Because if you don't grow, like, one lifetime is not even enough to grow. If you think about it like this, even one lifetime, if you live to like 70, 80, 90 years old, that's still not enough. You can't learn enough within that amount of time. And so, since pain is the best teacher, where you learn firsthand experience, why would you drug and numb the pain? Why would you block that? Literally, it's the worst thing you can do. Believe me, I've done it. I've done it at great lengths. And a lot of people I know have done it. To the point of oblivion. So really, I mean, if you feel pain, you should celebrate it, man, because that is the first step in the right direction. Is to be able to, because the way things happen, I feel like, on this earth realm, I talk about earth as a realm. I believe this is just a realm that we're in. It's a temporary realm. But a lot of this has to do with emotion on this realm. And this is what we really deal with. That's why, you know, certain outlets and certain corporations and people that know certain things can manipulate our emotions into doing certain things. Marketers understand how to manipulate your emotions to buy things. It's all a game of emotions, really. And if you can get in control of your emotions, if you could take a negative emotion and flip it into something empowering, now you're using what's called alchemy, emotional alchemy. to manifest things in life. You know, that buzzword manifest, it kind of ticks people off, and it kind of it gets a little bit annoying because the way people use it, they use it in such a marketing way. They use it in such a way that is so manipulative, where a lot of people who talk about it they're selling you feel-good hormones and hopium. H-O-P-E. That's what they're selling. They're selling hope. And don't get me wrong, you can be in a certain time of your life where you need that, and it's necessary. But I think it's a reflection of how, like, where we're at, like where society is at right now. If you are looking for like hopium and motivational videos and feel good things and let me rub your back type of stuff, if that's what you're looking for too much, then you can never really empower yourself, because you're constantly looking for somebody else to do it for you. See, the motivational niche is huge, man. Tony Robbins and Les Brown and Eric Thomas and E.T. the hip hop preacher, you know, like, and there's just millions of other, Brandon Bouchard, Ed Milet. These guys are awesome. And, you know, some of them really give some practical advice. I mean, I'm not knocking any of these guys, but, you know, it becomes habitual sometimes to give people fluffy stuff to massage their ears with. And down the road, people are like, you know, I've been listening to this stuff, and I've been listening to Jim Rohn, and I've been listening to all these Audible tapes, and nothing has happened. The life didn't improve. Because if you don't identify what your specific uniqueness wants to do, if you don't identify that very fast and zero in on it like a magnifying glass, channeling the rays of the sun towards a destination, to bore a hole in it long enough, you got to really focus that laser beam long enough to bore a hole into whatever it is that you're trying to do. And if you're blocking it and clouding it with all kinds of distractions and substances, you're never going to bore that hole through. It's going to stay stuck. If you're stuck online arguing with the left side or the right side, you're never going to have the amount of focus you need to do anything